Alright, so I figured that I would share with you something that I've been incorporating into my daily life. We all know that there's such things as like low energy vibes and high energy vibes, or frequencies, however you want to say it. And if you're in a negative state and you go to work and you're grouchy and complaining and just you feel yucky yourself and you are verbally expressing that to the surroundings that you're in, people around you are going to feel the negativity most likely, and they will most likely start to feel icky about the environment as well. Like, just because you're feeling negative doesn't mean you have to bring others down, is what somebody would probably end up saying to you, or you know, that coworker that just like, as soon as they walk in and they're in a bad mood, they want everybody else to be in a bad mood with them, and it usually ends up happening because of their negativity is being pushed out onto everybody else, and then that makes everybody else feel negativity as well, right? It's just like that energy transference. And for about 6 months, I've been really diving into this energy transference and just how, you know, touching somebody can transfer energies and stuff like that. And, you know, that's why we do things like protection work, where you have like the evil eye bracelets or certain crystals or some and whatnot to help protect your energy, or even like imagining yourself being in a bubble or a white bright light surrounding you that like is an energy field for your own personal energy, so that no negativity can get close to you, and so on and so forth. And the more that I am diving into that, I'm also diving into energy transmutation, and how instead of like, if you're a witchy person, you have like spells that are sent back to the sender and whatnot. That never really sat right with me, and instead I usually do, you know, whatever's sent to me, I'm going to use that negative energy to learn a lesson and then be able to transmute that negative energy into love and send that back into the universe. And something I'll normally say is, you know, like, whatever negativity comes to me, after I've learned my lesson from it, I'd like to change that into the vibration of love and light. And whatever love and light that I am not needing in that moment, I can then push that out into the universe for whoever may need it at the time. And with this whole topic, I was also learning about all the energies that are actually in our foods and in the things that we drink, and all these things that we put into our bodies or even wear, like the clothing. So for instance, the bracelet that is a crystal bracelet that you have. Crystals are great and it's amazing, right? But the people who procured that bracelet or those crystals spent, all day in the scorching heat digging and sweating, and maybe that person was a 13-year-old who was forced to work because they didn't have money or a way to feed themselves because they didn't have parents or whatever, and so they had to work in order to get food, and then they're only getting 10 cents for spending all day in scorching heat, and that in itself would then create a negative energy around that crystal bracelet that was supposed to bring positive energy. And therefore you also, cleanse everything that you bring into your life. And at first, for the longest period of time, even before I dove into these energies and whatnot, when I would cleanse things, I would do like the smoke or whatnot and clear it out of any negative energies from anybody that had touched it or came into contact with it. But it just got deeper and deeper to the fact that when I was learning about when you consume meat and that meat came from a pig that was, treated really badly while they were fattening it up. Please go to the living room. I told you to give me a minute. Then that pig lived in negativity, and therefore when it got butchered and it got its head cut off or whatever while it was alive, that also had a lot of negative energy in it. And then that meat goes to the store and you purchase that meat, and then you're putting that meat into your body and then consuming all of that negative energy. And this kind of put me into like a deep hole for a while. Like I was just like constantly so I go down this like deep, dark, depressing hole of like obsessing about everything that I'm putting into my body and everything that I'm eating, and it's like nothing is even edible anymore. Like if you really go down the rabbit hole, you realize that there's so many chemicals and there's so much just gunk. Like we are no longer eating anything that's actually of the fucking earth, you know what I mean? Because even the dirt these days has all these fertilizers and gunk in it that has so many chemicals that is just so, not only is it so unhealthy for your body, but just like, I'm just surprised that we're all still alive basically at this point. And that kind of like sent me into like a phase of like not depression but like despair, because I just didn't feel like I was ever going to be able to have anything healthy go into my body. And as I'm smoking a cigarette. But over the last few months, as my spiritual gifts have been intensifying, I started working with energies within my chakra fields, like my actual chakra system and the chakras in my hands. And I know I'm not saying that right, but everybody says it differently, so I'm not even worrying about that. And as I'm strengthening the chakras in my hands and my own energy field and being able to heal with that, because I mean, we can go into a video later on about how you can heal yourself and others with your hands and the chakras and the energy fields within yourself. So, for instance, water. For a whole longest time, I didn't even want to drink water because there's literally no water anymore that is pure, that doesn't have so many chemicals in it, and so on and so forth. So I started like placing my hand over top of my water and speaking aloud to clear away all the chemicals and the gunk. Sorry, it's cold outside. The gunk from the water. But the thing with that is it takes a lot of energy to do something like that. And you can literally feel that it works. If you drink just a glass of tap water without doing anything to it, compared to drinking a glass of tap water after you have placed your hands and spoken over it, there is so much difference, especially if you start really working with your energy fields. But again, it takes a lot of your energy, and if you're already kind of drained from, being sick or being tired, it can make things a lot worse for you. Until I came across cellulite, right? It's a mineral, which is like a crystal, and it's one of the best crystals out there. Like, it literally is a purification crystal that its only objective is to purify negativity and gunk from either your aura system, your space. It can literally cleanse and charge any other crystal, and it never has to be charged or cleansed itself. Like, you don't have to put that out under a full moon and charge it or put it in the dirt and so on and so forth. It is self-purifying, self-cleansing, self-charging. So your intentions for that, because it has its main job, but you still have to put your thoughts and your intentions behind everything that you do. Like a toothbrush, the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of a toothbrush is obviously that you go up and you brush your teeth with it, and you put toothpaste on it, and it helps clean your teeth. And those thoughts are already in your head every morning and every night that you go to brush your teeth, and that when you look at the toothbrush, that's what its job is for. So I know that my cellulite, its job is purification. And I use that to cleanse my waters, cleanse my food. And I know that when I use that mineral crystal, because I know that that's its job, I know that it's working, and therefore I drink that water. The thoughts behind everything changes, and I no longer sit here and think, oh, I am drinking chemical-filled water that's going to end up killing me. No, my thoughts have changed to, I have the power to cleanse this water. Even though I don't have a amazing filter or anything like that, I can cleanse this water with not only my hands, my words, and my thoughts, but with this purification crystal. That's what I use it for. Its only job for me is to cleanse the things that I put into my body. And I just can't tell you guys like how amazing it has felt just putting this practice into my daily life. And instead of going down that rabbit hole of obsessing about everything that I'm putting in my body, now I have a clear thought process, a clear practice. Whenever I go to eat, whenever I go to drink, no matter what it is, it could be it could be a freaking soda that I know is not good for me. I know that I probably shouldn't drink that shit, and it in itself shouldn't be in my body, but I want a soda, and I'm not going to make myself always go without things just because they're not always the best for me. So I just want you guys to know that if you have also been going down this rabbit hole of depression, thinking about everything that goes into your body, you don't have to go crazy. You can cleanse everything and anything as long as you put the thoughts, intentions, and do the work. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to do your own practice of changing whatever it is in your life that you need to change. And you have the power to do that within yourself or within anything that you touch. And I just lost my train of thought. Oh, another cool thing I wanted to add to this is literally, why do y'all think that Christians pray over their food? They pray over their food to let it bless their bodies, to let it have it help them grow and be strong, and they thank Jesus, a God, for giving that food to them, and so on and so forth. It's literally the same thing. It's the same thing, guys. Wake up. Our words and our thoughts, our intentions are what is our power. You know what I mean? It's us. We have the ability to change whatever we want to change. So instead of letting yourself sink into that negative thought process, that negative obsession about the things that you're putting into your body, the things that you're putting on your body, whatever you are letting yourself sink into a deep hole about, realize that you have the ability to change anything you want to change. It's you. It's you. You're powerful. Fucking remember that. I know I did. Okay, bye guys.